And you mentioned about Alex Cox. Why, was he involved in this, project?
Well, we've been friends for many years. We've tried to develop projects over the years. Yeah, with John Davison, the producer of RoboCop and Starship Troopers, we're all friends, and we tried to do Mars Attacks. And Alex wrote a script, but the studio didn't like it, and eventually Tim Burton got the property. But we've been trying to do things, and I would help Alex out on his films, which is how I met composer Dan Wohl and sound designer Richard Beggs, and so Alex supplements his income as an actor, and so I asked him if he would come down and play the only live action human character we called the Last Man in the Last Fort or the Last Castle. And that was based off of a writer, Jack Vance, who had written a book called The Last Castle.
Jack Vance?
Yeah. Who lived locally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we would go up, he would have parties and invite us up.
Oh, really?
Long before Mad God, back when we were doing like Empire Strikes Back. And so that was another thing that I stole from the idea that there was a civilization that had just been pushed into this, corral, this fort, and around them was chaos.
So, what is your favorite character in the Mad God?
I don't have any.
Oh, really?
No.
Really?
No.
But how about the guy with the big testicles, or
I mean, I just saw the world like this, and it just needed to be populated with these, various characters that had certain stations within the narrative. So on that level, it's very practical.
How about these kind of characters, and they're very ugly and also cute, and these are not so fit to the Hollywood commercial movies, because you got the tits and testicles.
Yeah, they don't let you do that unless you're working for Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah. Maybe he likes it. Did he watch Mad God? I mean, the Paul Verhoeven already seen the Mad God?
Yeah, he's seen it. But Paul likes to take a long time analyzing things. He would, and I'm just imagining this, but knowing him, he would respect the 30 years that it took for me to make that, and would want to spend a very long time, like he said, going through it frame by frame, which is a metaphor, but look at it very, very closely. And he might want to do that for years. I haven't, I'm still in touch with him through Ed Neumeyer, who wrote RoboCop and Starship Troopers. So I'm going to have lunch with him later in December, so I'll be able to ask.
So what is your next project in your mind? Or this is kind of successful, and you already got this. Yeah. So what is your next project?
Well, I have like close to 20 scripts that I've written since 2000. So Shudder is interested in taking a look at some of those after the first of the year, but those are all live action horror sci-fi kinds of things. And then I have a stop motion movie that I want to make. That is, because I'll never make another Mad God again. I wouldn't do that if anybody paid me to do it. And but it's much more, well, I'll be looking for money, so it's got to have a much more clear story structure and likable characters. And so what I did was, when COVID hit, I spent that year making 30 maquettes of each of the characters, shooting them against blue screen, compositing them into backgrounds, wrote a script, and did 800 storyboards. So I'm all ready to go.
Wow. Wow. Did you think your Mad God would be completed in the 30 years?
I didn't know. I mean, one of the running things was, I was telling Richard Beggs, that maybe this movie is never finished, until it's finished when I get hit by a bus or struck by lightning, But at a certain point, I was motivated by practicality. Once we got to it being about 45 minutes, it would take, the minimum for, a theatrical feature was, 70 minutes, something like that. And so I just worked on it. It wasn't really conscious. I just kept, for instance, the very end, that's all the cosmic stuff. I shot for 2.5 years on that, and I just shot. I mean, I did exactly what Kubrick did. I channeled, Stanley, and just shot and shot and shot and shot and shot. I had a structure in mind, an evolutionary structure, that would be the creation of the universe and life on Earth and destruction and whatnot. And so I would hand this over to Mad God's editor, Ken Rogerson, down here, I can introduce you to. And so he assembled all of that stuff, and again, I work with people. I just let them do it. I mean, I was so burnt out by that time, that, and he has a really good eye, and he'd been working on Mad God for so many years that, when you work around people consistently, and Ken has been working in my studio for years and years, you kind of have the Vulcan mind meld thing going, and you understand where you're coming from. So at that point, I don't really need to direct at all. I just we'll rely on people that I respect. All the other first violins,
So I think the Mad God is a kind of 2001 Space Odyssey in hell. So am I right?
Well, there was a lot of Kubrick. Again, I channel people. All the time. I mean, for Mad God, there's an aspect of Beethoven that I channeled in that I wanted something that was very like muscular, and for lack of a better term, or Kubrick, for sure. I mean, Kubrick is infused throughout the whole thing, including the beginning and the main title. There was something in the opening to 2001 with the Richard Strauss piece and how it presented itself with the main title that I channeled for the main title of Mad God.
But in the Mad God, the monolith killed people, lots of monoliths. That's very funny. Yeah. But so you got awarded the best feature film animation Mad God from the
Ray Harryhausen.
Ray Harryhausen Award.
Yeah, and this is their first award that they had given out.
Wow. Congratulations. Wow.
And look.
Wow. It's your bronze.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations. Yeah. Thank you so much.
No, my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. So can I take a picture
Absolutely.
of you? Yeah.